This story is titled, My Dad's Voice Shook. When he called, Your sister's pregnant. You're hosting the shower. Don't argue. I spent $1,100, cleaned my place, cooked everything. At the party, she raised a glass and said, Some people are only useful as background characters in better people's stories. Everyone laughed. Even my mom nodded. I just smiled and refilled their drinks. The next morning, I made one move that shattered every single smile in that room. Now my inbox is full of messages, like, what did you do? They're losing it. What's up to everyone? I never thought I would write such stories in Reddit. It seemed unreal to me, maybe even embarrassing when people reveal their painful topics, until it happened to me. Really, I'm interested in your opinion. Please read this story to the end because I really don't understand whether I'm an asshole for doing this. Let me back up. This didn't start with a blowout or a betrayal or some big cinematic moment. It started with a phone call. My dad's voice shook. Not like crying. God forbid that man shows actual emotion. But like he was forcing himself to sound firm while steamrolled by someone else in the room. Probably my mom. Or worse, my sister. Your sister's pregnant, he said. You're hosting the shower. Don't argue. That was it. No congratulations. No, we'd love your help. Not even a fake polite ask. Just a decision. Like I was being assigned cafeteria duty in a middle school run by lunatics. And stupid me? I said okay, not out of kindness. Not because I care, but because I've been trained. Like a dog with Pavlov and passive aggression. To just say yes before they find new ways to guilt trip me. Let me give you the cast of this emotional hostage crisis. There's my sister, Jenna, 29, who I swear was born with a glitter-covered halo. She's the kind of person who posts 3-month-old sonogram pictures with captions like, so grateful to be chosen by this soul. She speaks in Instagram affirmations and has somehow made being insufferably self-centered look like a lifestyle brand. Pregnant with her second, because of course the first wasn't enough of a personality. Then there's my mom, Donna, 60s, chronic nodder, passive-aggressive champion, who's been rewriting family history in real time since I was 10. The woman could gaslight a GPS. If Jenna is the queen, Mom is the priestess whispering in her ear, always ready with a warm smile and a thinly veiled jab like, well, some people just aren't maternal, that's fine. And finally, Dad. Rick, the enforcer. Not because he's tough, but because he enforces whatever Mom says with the energy of a tired mall cop, 2 weeks from retirement. He doesn't believe in anything. He backs up things, like a human external hard drive for disappointment. They've always had a hierarchy, and I've always been bottom tier. I'm Olivia, 31, childless, single, and according to my mom, still figuring things out, which is code for a drain on family optics. So yeah, I was chosen to host the baby shower. Not because they trust me, but because I'm the fallback. The one who knows how to make Pinterest boards and cook on a budget and smile through the humiliation of being asked to vacuum while pregnant royalty reclines on my couch like she's auditioning for a maternity mattress commercial. I should have said no. I should have told them to shove it, but I didn't. Because somewhere in the cracked mirror of my family role, I still thought, maybe this time they'll see me. Spoiler, they didn't. It started slowly. Jenna emailed me her registry before we even talked about a guest list. She couldn't be bogged down with logistics, so I handled the invites, food, setup, playlist, even the customized cake topper that read, Baby on board, future queen loading. Subtle, right? I spent $1,100 on that shower, maxed a card I shouldn't have, cooked for 30 people, deep cleaned every surface of my apartment, even rented folding chairs so everyone could have a seat to watch my slow spiritual implosion. And somewhere in all that scrubbing and baking and glitter gluing, I convinced myself maybe it wouldn't be that bad. I was wrong. But the real humiliation, the sentence that broke whatever fragile rope I was clinging to, hasn't even happened yet. That's later. And trust me, when it lands, it lands. For now, just know, I smiled through that whole party, refilled drinks, laughed at stupid jokes, watched people take selfies in front of a balloon arch. I twisted myself while listening to Jenna's playlist of female empowerment bops that somehow all featured her name. And through it all, I kept thinking, what would happen if I just didn't play along anymore? The answer's coming, and it's not pretty, but it is satisfying. You know those people who can walk into a room and immediately shift the air so that it's 80% about them, 15% their astrological chart, and 5% whatever minor trauma they're repackaging as a personality this week? That's Jenna. Always has been. She used to call it main character energy. I used to call it weapons-grade narcissism. Tomato. Let me tell you something that should have been my sign to run years ago. When we were kids, Jenna would stage funerals for her lost Barbie shoes, actual backyard ceremonies, full eulogies. I once gave her my own flip-flop so she'd stop crying over a missing stiletto the size of a toenail clipping. My mom called it imaginative. I called it psychotic. But I laughed. I always laughed. Because God forbid I be the difficult sibling. As we got older, Jenna evolved her tactics. She didn't cry anymore, she conquered. Got a minor fender bender once and told everyone it was basically a near-death experience. Got a tattoo of a butterfly and said it symbolized her journey of rebirth, which is rich coming from someone who's never paid for her own gas. Every family holiday was a Jenna showcase. Oh my God, remember when Olivia dyed her hair black and looked like a Hot Topic manager having a breakdown? She'd say, with that sweet giggle that made my mom beam like Jenna had just solved world peace. I remember. I was 15. It was called depression. But cool joke, sis. I didn't say anything. Not when she joked that my last boyfriend looked like if an anxiety disorder got a gym membership. Not when she accidentally posted a photo of my high school yearbook picture in a group chat with the caption, "How did Olivia survive middle school looking like this?" I laughed it off. I always did, because I thought maybe, if I'm chill enough, kind enough, helpful enough, she'll eventually see me as more than the sidekick in her one-woman show. The baby changed that. Or maybe it just made the stage bigger. When she announced her first pregnancy, she called me to share the news, which meant delivering a 5-minute monologue about morning sickness and her sacred womb, before casually asking if she could borrow my Vitamix and also maybe some maternity jeans because you're like, what, a size up from me? I sent her the blender. I even threw in some prenatal vitamins and a candle that said, calm the hell down, because, irony. Then came the gender reveal, which I planned, paid for, executed. I still have a grease burn on my arm from piping blue icing onto 72 mini cupcakes at 3 a.m. You'd think that earned me some grace. Nah. She introduced me at the party as the aunt who doesn't want kids but knows how to make a mean cake. Right, Liv? At least you're good for something. Everyone laughed. My mom literally wiped a tear from her eye from laughing so hard. I smiled, refilled the punch, and spent the rest of the night imagining elaborate scenarios where I tripped and accidentally took out the dessert table with my face. And still I stayed. I listened to her talk about baby energy and gut instincts and, Olivia, can you take my dog for a week while I realign my chakras? I said yes, every time, like a chump with boundary issues and a death wish. The truth is, I wanted to believe there was something redeemable underneath, that the woman who used to sneak me gum in math class and cover for me when I snuck out was still in there somewhere. Spoiler, she's not. She left around the time she discovered followers, filters, and that she looked amazing in maternity denim. I've seen every red flag, ignored every condescending smile, swallowed every backhanded compliment like it was communion. But lately they've been stacking up, heavier, louder. And the next one, it's going to rip the mask off completely, but not yet. I'm not ready to strike. Not until the party, not until the toast, not until I'm done smiling. There's a certain calm that comes over you right before you go full nuclear. Not anger, not grief, just this eerie stillness. Like your brain goes, all right, sweetheart, let's burn this shit down politely. That's where I was. Standing in the kitchen of my own apartment, gripping a pitcher of lemon cucumber spa water like it was a holy relic, while my sister toasted her unborn baby and metaphorically pissed on my life. To all the people who orbit greatness, she said, voice syrupy and smug, some of us create legacies. Others just show up. She raised her glass. And some people are only useful as background characters in better people's stories. That sentence didn't even get to finish echoing before people were already laughing. I think what got me wasn't the words. It was the way she looked directly at me when she said them, like I was supposed to curtsy, like I should be grateful to be humiliated in my own kitchen. My mom nodded, all misty-eyed, like Jenna had just solved feminism. I didn't think. I didn't breathe. I walked out of the kitchen, across the room, right past the woman holding court in a white baby shower dress that looked like a lace tablecloth had sex with a Pinterest board, and I poured the entire pitcher of spa water down the front of her. Not a splash, not a spill, a full glacial baptism. She gasped like I'd stabbed her in the sternum. Oh my God, she screeched, grabbing at the soaked fabric like it might dissolve on impact. The entire room went dead quiet. Aunt Carol dropped her deviled egg. Jade the doula actually whispered, "This is not aligned with the moon?" And I smiled. Oops, I said. Jenna stood there dripping like a ruined centerpiece, blinking like a cat that just got thrown in the tub. You ruined my dress, I shrugged. Guess I should have stayed in the background. My mom gasped like I'd just slapped the Pope. Olivia, what has gotten into you? Clarity, I said, turning back toward the kitchen like I'd just delivered the final line in an HBO drama. And maybe a little vitamin C. Now here's where it gets extra spicy. Because as I walked away, someone, I think Cousin Kelsey, tried to lighten the mood with a nervous laugh and a, "You two are always so dramatic." So I did the thing. I turned around, picked up the beautiful, overpriced, customized pink and gold cake I had spent 6 hours decorating the night before, walked it over to Jenna, held it up between us like an offering, and then I let it go. Right on the floor. It exploded in a glorious puff of buttercream and glitter fondant like a sugary grenade. Looks like the background character just got a rewrite, I said, and walked out the front door. South Ada for ruining my sister's baby shower by dousing her with spa water and committing cake homicide after she publicly humiliated me in my own home? Because according to my DMS right now, I'm either a monster or a damn legend. Update 1. Well, y'all really showed up in the comments. I wasn't expecting this to blow up, but here we are. Shout out to the person who said, "This is the most cathartic baptism I've read since Carrie." I screenshotted that. It's my phone background now. Anyway, here's the update because things escalated. Shock. First off, I did not go back to the apartment that night. I went straight to my friend Mel's place where we drank wine out of mugs and rewatched Kill Bill like it was a spiritual exercise. I told her what happened. She spit Merlot on her cat. Meanwhile, my phone exploded. Missed calls, texts, voicemails. My family went DEFCON 1. Jenna sent me a 19-text soliloquy that ranged from, "You always hated me," to, "How dare you ruin a moment of feminine divinity," to, "I hope you rot in irrelevance." My personal favorite was, "You traumatized the baby, who is still in utero." My mom posted a vague status on Facebook that said, "Sometimes the devil comes dressed as family. Prayers needed during this time of betrayal," with a cross emoji. I laughed so hard I nearly threw up. Then came the phone calls from extended family. Aunt Carol wants me to apologize, like a good girl. Uncle Dan said I should just be happy for people. My cousin Vanessa DM'd me to say, "Low-key iconic, but you're definitely not invited to Thanksgiving." Good. Let me be clear. I do not regret a thing. That water, therapeutic. That cake, delicious justice. That silence in the room after I left, louder than any applause I've ever gotten in my life. A few of you asked what's next. Here's the thing. I'm not playing their game anymore. For the first time in years, I'm not waiting to be invited, accepted, or tolerated. I'm writing my own damn role. And if Jenna wants to call me background, she should have remembered. Backgrounds are what give a story contrast. So buckle up. The real fun is just starting. South, I ruined her party, right? Apparently not enough, because 2 days later, Jenna sent me a Venmo request for $1,100. The note? For damages to dress, cake, and emotional atmosphere. Emotional atmosphere. I stared at my phone for a solid minute, just trying to process the level of delusion it must take to tally your sister's breakdown like it's a brunch bill. I didn't even reply. I just hit decline and messaged, "I paid that when I let you live rent-free in my apartment for 6 hours. You're welcome." Then I turned off my notifications. Since then, it's been radio static from every direction, but the kind that still hums just loud enough to make your skull vibrate. Mom won't speak to me directly, but she has started accidentally posting Christian forgiveness memes with captions like, "Some people are too broken to recognize a blessing." My dad sent one email. Just one. It read, "Whatever problems you have with your sister, you fix them. This family doesn't tolerate public spectacle." Public spectacle? As if I staged Cirque du Soleil, the baby edition. They've picked sides. Spoiler. It's not mine. It never was. Jenna told everyone I attacked her, that I came unhinged. She claims I shouted curses in front of children. I didn't. The most aggressive thing I said was, "Oops." But apparently in her version, I summoned demons and slapped a midwife. The family group chat, which I muted with the force of God, is lit. I scrolled once, just once, and saw phrases like, "mental break," "so sad to see her spiral," and "she was always jealous," right? Jealous. Of a woman whose gender reveal playlist includes acoustic Taylor Swift covers and who once cried because her pregnancy glow didn't show in backlight. I'm done. No dramatic speech. No clapback. Just gone. I stopped answering messages. Unfollowed everyone on socials. Blocked Jenna's number. I left the group chat. Not with a bang. Just a quiet left the conversation bubble. And I started disappearing. I canceled the family Apple Calendar invites I was still somehow getting. I deleted shared drive access to the photo albums. I stopped sending birthday cards. I pulled out of Thanksgiving planning. Nobody noticed except when they needed something. Then it was, "Why didn't you RSVP?" And "Your cousin's feelings were hurt." And "You're making this harder than it has to be." I don't care. I don't want revenge. I don't want reconciliation. I want silence. Let Jenna rewrite the story however she wants. Let her be the victim, the saint, the brave, water-soaked survivor of an unhinged sibling's wedding-level meltdown. 3 months. 3 full, glorious months of silence. No texts. No family dinners. No unsolicited parenting advice from my sister about how sleep training is emotional manipulation. She once told me, sleep-deprived babies are closer to the divine. Okay, monk mode. I thought I was free. I really did. Then it happened. A text. From my mom. Casual. like nothing ever happened. Hi, honey. Hope you're doing well. Wondering if you'd be up for planning Jenna's next gender reveal? She really loved what you did with the last one. Let us know. I stared at it for a solid 5 minutes, trying to figure out if it was a trap, a hallucination, or just proof that delusion is hereditary. Did they forget I baptized Jenna in spa water and curb-stomped her cake in front of 30 people? Or did they just not care? No mention of the party incident. No, we understand things got tense. Just straight back to the program like I was a paused reality show they decided to resume. I texted back one word. Sure, because why not? Let's be honest. If they want a performance, I can give them one. Jenna texted me a day later. No apology, no explanation, just heard you're on board. Let's make it classy this time, no drama. The smiley face was unhinged. Honestly, I laughed, out loud, in the middle of the cereal aisle. She even called me the next week. We chatted, like actual humans. She talked about her cravings, the nursery theme, Forest Witchcore, yes, seriously, and said she wanted a more grounded, sacred reveal vibe this time. I told her I could make that happen. It was surreal, like the whole baby shower explosion had been folded into the family narrative as that one time Olivia got a little quirky. They started inviting me back to things again. Casual hangouts, a barbecue. My dad even called to ask if I could reset the TV thing. Classic. And for a while, it almost felt normal, like maybe we were repairing something, like maybe they missed me. But here's the thing. They didn't forget. They just filed it under handled. They think I've been tamed. They think I'm back on script. And that's adorable. Because if they think this gender reveal is going to go how they expect, they haven't learned a damn thing. Everyone's playing nice. My mom sends me Pinterest links like we're besties. My dad's been calling me kiddo again, like he didn't accuse me of psychological warfare via sponge cake. Jenna even offered to split costs for this gender reveal, after I plan it, host it, and organize a yoga circle for womb alignment. It feels normal, but it's not. It's strategy. And here's why I said yes. Why I'm back in the game, smiling through my teeth and pinning eucalyptus centerpieces to a board titled Witch Baby Vibes. It's because I needed something. Not money, not love, not even closure. I needed control. After the shower meltdown, I became the problem, the unstable one, Jenna's unhinged sister. Everyone had a theory, burnout, jealousy, mental health issues. My aunt even dropped off a book titled Taming the Family Firecracker. No one asked how I was. They just rebranded me as the one we walk on eggshells around. But then something shifted. My mom called one night, around midnight, voice shaking. Said she didn't know how to access her bank app. Said dad messed up something with the bills. Said Jenna was too busy and could I help? I didn't say a word. I just logged in and fixed it. And that was the moment I realized I still had all the keys to the Wi-Fi, the calendar, the insurance paperwork, the passwords, the family photos, the baby registry, even the stupid Spotify account with Jenna's labor playlist. They need me. They won't say it, but they know it. So they're pretending it never happened, because admitting it would mean acknowledging they broke something they can't fix without me. And I'm pretending too. I pretend I forgot the Venmo request, the Facebook shade, the whispered, "You're a disappointment" that mom didn't know I overheard. I pretend I'm just really into gender reveals and calligraphy now. But really, I'm gathering smiles, resources, influence, because something's coming. Not revenge, not exactly. Let's just say, this time, I'm not throwing the cake. I'm baking it. And inside, well, we'll get there. I almost didn't do it, and I swear. The party was flawless. White roses, pastel linens, herbal tea mocktails. The centerpiece was this stupid handcrafted moon cradle Jenna found on Etsy for $200 that was supposed to symbolize divine womb power. Everyone was dressed in flowy neutrals like extras from a wellness cult. People were smiling, laughing, saying things like, "It's so nice to see the sisters close again," like I hadn't single-handedly destroyed her last event with a picture and a vengeance. And honestly, I was starting to feel something like peace. I'd worked hard on this. I could see the pictures coming out perfectly. I could hear my name starting to be spoken with something almost like respect again. My mom even complimented my outfit. Jenna held my hand for a second during the setup. For a flicker of a moment, I thought, maybe I can let it go. Then I went into the kitchen, heard mom's voice, laughing, Jenna's too, and that one line, "Let's just get through today." Then I think we don't need her anymore. If you can help me with the banking app, that's it. We're good. I didn't even blink. I just turned around and walked back outside. Everyone was gathered around the big reveal station where the colored smoke cannons were locked and loaded. Phones were up. The countdown had started. 5, 4 dash. I stepped forward, held up my hand. Everyone paused. "I know we're all excited," I said, smiling, "but I just want to say something first." Jenna looked nervous. Mom looked panicked. The doula was filming in slow motion for Instagram. I helped with the doctor forms. I saw the email. Beat? It's a girl. Silence. Every head snapped toward me. The cannons remained unpopped. Jenna's face froze somewhere between rage and disbelief. It's a girl, I said again, cheerfully. Beautiful baby girl. Hope the name's not a secret too. One of the grandmas let out a small, oh, like she'd just witnessed a crime. And that was it. No smoke, no confetti, no synchronized shrieking. Just one sentence that vacuumed the joy out of the entire backyard like a black hole of decorum. Jenna stared at me, trembling. You just ruined the entire moment. I smiled wider. Good thing I'm just the background character, huh? And then I walked away. Didn't even stay for the cake. The best part? Every photo from that day has the same thing in common. People mid-confusion, Jenna mid-horror, and me, dead center, smiling like I finally got promoted from useful to unforgettable. Update 2. Okay, so that happened. I didn't expect this post to explode. I was just venting, processing, sitting in my car with a half-melted Slurpee and my phone at 3% battery, typing like a gremlin after emotionally assassinating a party. But Reddit? Reddit lit up like someone dropped gasoline on a baby onesie. Top comment, this is what happens when you treat the help like furniture. Furniture flips back. 47.3 thousand upvotes. I screenshotted it. Second place, this wasn't revenge. This was literary justice. You didn't ruin the reveal. You revealed the ruin. Okay, Shakespeare, calm down. But not everyone was clapping. Oh no, the DMs are wild. Some of you called me petty, cold, unforgivable. One guy, whose username was literally boydadvalife, said, what's wrong with modern women? Sir, you commented that from a Base Pro parking lot at 2 a.m. Take a nap. And yet, here's the thing. I don't regret it. Not even a little. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I didn't even mess up her hair. I just told the truth. At the worst possible moment. And yeah, maybe it was mean. Maybe it ruined a few Facebook albums, but it was clean. And for once, it was mine. What happened next? They didn't say anything. Not right away. My mom hasn't texted. My dad sent a single one-word message. Why? Jenna posted a black and white photo of her hand on her stomach with the caption, some days you realize who's truly rooting for your joy, and some days you don't. Subtle. The funniest part? Half the people at the party thought the reveal twist was planned. One of my cousins said it was postmodern and symbolic. A guest literally asked where I got the idea so they could copy it. I didn't respond. I haven't talked to anyone since. I turned my phone off for 2 days, walked, sat by the lake, deleted Instagram, ate Chinese takeout alone, and felt more at peace than I have in years. And yet, I don't feel victorious. I feel quiet. Like something inside me finally sat down, not in defeat, just done. This whole thing, being their tool, their fixer, their emotional mule, I didn't realize how much of my identity was just wrapped around making them proud, or at least making them less cruel. Now, I don't care if they hate me. I just want peace. And if ruining a gender reveal gave me that, then maybe it was the kindest thing I've ever done. To myself. It's been a week. Jenna hasn't spoken to me. My mom tried to, called once, left a voicemail that started with, I don't even know what to say, and ended with, you've hurt this family deeply. No middle, just silence and sighs. My dad hasn't said a word. Not surprising. He's always been more of a background parent anyway. Fitting. The rest of the family's split. Aunt Carol says I'm cruel, that I embarrassed Jenna during a sacred moment, that I weaponized information in a way no sister should. Cousin Maya, on the other hand, texted me, 10 out of 10 execution, would spoil again. And Reddit? Still arguing. Half of you think I'm a legend. The other half think I need therapy, Jesus, or both. One user called me a hormonal hand grenade. Another said I'm a revenge poet. But the one that stuck with me? Olivia didn't ruin the gender reveal. She revealed the gendered roles this family forced her into her whole life. I've been sitting with that. Because here's the thing. I didn't plan to destroy anything. Not at first. I wanted to forgive. I wanted to believe that their smiles were real. That maybe love had grown in the cracks. But I was never part of the story. Just a useful device. A planner. A propriedad. And maybe, maybe I snapped. Maybe I took one too many hits. One too many digs. One too many moments of being overlooked, underthanked, and overwritten. So I spoiled it. I didn't throw a fit. I didn't cry or scream or cause a scene. I said 4 words. It's a girl. And those 4 words did what no meltdown could. They broke the illusion. Am I the asshole? Probably. To them. But for once, I wasn't the scapegoat. I wasn't the help. I wasn't the one cleaning up. I was the one who spoke. And that version of me, the one who's no longer afraid of being unloved by people who only loved her for what she gave them, she's not going back. There won't be a reconciliation post. No tearful reunion. No cake. This is the ending. Not because I burned it down, but because I finally walked away from the match they kept handing me. Some people might say I ruined the party, but really, I just ended mine.